Catherine, 64, dedicated her life to providing round-the-clock care for her son Gabriel, allowing the gentle morning light to trickle through the curtains of her modest home. Catherine was a plain-looking woman with wrinkles who shared tales of her difficult life and her unwavering devotion to her kid. At the age of 12, Gabriel was involved in a terrible car accident that permanently altered their lives, leaving him crippled. He is currently 35 years old. Repetition and stability characterized Catherine's household routine. Catherine always got up earlier than the sun to make Gabriel's breakfast. She carried out the task with an almost ceremonial level of accuracy. As Catherine carefully placed bread, cheese, and fruit slices on the table, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the home. She smiled warmly and said, "Good morning, son," as she walked into Gabriel's room. With his mother's assistance, he would find it difficult to get out of bed. Catherine never displayed any signs of fatigue or impatience, despite the methodical and gradual process. The chats at breakfast were straightforward but heartfelt. They discussed their plans for the day, their sleep patterns, and of course the soap operas they enjoyed watching together. For Gabriel, the soap operas were a means of escape, allowing him to immerse himself in other worlds and narratives, even if just for a few hours at a time. 23 years ago, on a wet afternoon, they had the accident that changed their lives. The driver of the vehicle was Henry, Catherine's spouse, and Gabriel's father. The car skidded and rolled over due to a moment of distraction on the slick road. The car flung Henry out without a seatbelt, causing his immediate death. Even with his seatbelt on, a severe collision left Gabriel paraplegic, permanently crippling his legs. The anguish of the loss and Gabriel's new reality united Catherine and her son in an inexplicable way. Catherine committed her life after that day to giving Gabriel the best she could, given the constraints placed on him by his disability. The modest, unadorned home was a haven of love and nurturing, with each room reflecting Catherine's unwavering devotion and presence. Catherine started seeing a change in Gabriel recently. His conduct changed slightly, which she first thought was the result of her imagination. Gabriel had always been upbeat and hopeful despite his illness, but occasionally he seemed to be hiding something by becoming lost in his thoughts. Catherine noticed something odd one evening as they were watching a soap opera together. The cold had wrapped Gabriel in a blanket as he lay on the couch. Abruptly, she became aware of the blanket gently shifting around Gabriel's feet. He appeared to be attempting to move his toes. Catherine scowled, but remained silent. She reasoned that it might have been an automatic reflex. However, this observation continued to occur on successive evenings, leading Catherine to wonder if there was something else going on. At times, Gabriel appeared frightened, as though he was concealing something. However, what might he be concealing? Catherine was alarmed and determined to look into it more. As the days went by, Catherine's suspicions increased. When she took Gabriel to the doctor on a regular basis, every test showed that he was well inside the acceptable range. However, the suspicions continued to haunt her thoughts. Catherine came to a decision one morning while making breakfast. Out of love and concern, not mistrust, she needed to know what was going on with Gabriel. She wouldn't think twice about helping him if there was anything she could. It started like any other morning. While Gabriel was still asleep, Catherine made breakfast on time. But she had a restless feeling inside. The slight motions she had observed in Gabriel's feet had been on her mind for a few days. Perhaps he was regaining leg control. Catherine couldn't deny what she had seen, but she also didn't want to fool herself. Catherine carefully observed Gabriel's every step, after assisting him in getting out of bed and escorting him to the breakfast table. Despite appearing a little uneasy under his mother's close scrutiny, Gabriel remained silent. Breakfast talks went on as usual, but Catherine's thoughts were racing. That afternoon, Catherine came up with a plan that, despite its negative connotations, she believed was crucial to alleviate her worries. She decided to install hidden cameras throughout the house to monitor Gabriel. She refrained from telling him out of concern that her anxieties might skew the facts. Catherine explained that she had to go to the market and would return shortly, but she was also driving Gabriel to the clinic for his physiotherapy and medical consultation that day. Gabriel consented, sure that he could spend some time by himself in the clinic. Catherine drove to the security and surveillance agency with a troubled heart. Peter, the attendant, met her when she arrived at the agency and quickly saw the gravity of the issue. Catherine clarified that she needs covert cameras set up in her home right away. Peter assured her that he could finish the installation on the same day. Catherine, eager to discover the truth about her son's condition, agreed. Peter installed the cameras quickly and effectively. Peter finished the installation in less than an hour, enabling Catherine to monitor Gabriel's bedroom, living room, and kitchen. Catherine hurried to the market, bought some fruits, and then headed back to the clinic, heartbroken but determined to find out the truth. When Catherine showed up, Gabriel was wrapping up his physical therapy. He went home with his mother as though it were any other day, with no suspicions. Catherine was more aware of Gabriel's motions than ever that evening as she watched the soap opera. She saw the blanket shifting slightly around his feet once more. Questions raced through her head, but she kept them to herself. Gabriel went to bed at the end of the chapter as usual, not noticing any changes to his routine. After making breakfast the following morning and making Gabriel comfortable in bed, Catherine went out once more, this time claiming to be heading to the market to buy eggs. She looked at her phone's camera footage while she was on her way. She was both confused and moved by what she saw. Gabriel, with tremendous effort, tried to stand while sitting up in bed. Catherine experienced a mixture of hope and shock. Could Gabriel have hidden his true state for years? And why hadn't he spoken to her if he was getting better? Catherine came home with a strategy in mind, determined to learn more. Gabriel was resting as if nothing had happened when he arrived home. Although the day proceeded as usual, Catherine was eager for soap opera time. Seated on the couch, Catherine watched intently as darkness fell, eager to learn more without attracting suspicion. As night fell and they sat on the couch, Catherine's doubts grew uncontrollable. She decided to take action after noticing the motions beneath the cover once more. "What is this, Gabriel?" "Can you move your toes?" she inquired, attempting to maintain her composure. Gabriel's face went white as panic took over. Despite his best efforts, he was unable to talk. At last, he sighed deeply and said, "Yes, Mom. I've noticed some progress since I began seeing Sophia for physiotherapy. However, I was hesitant to inform you, fearing that you might become upset with me." Catherine experienced a shiver down her spine, but her heart quickly warmed up. "My son, what are you discussing? This is the world's greatest news." Her eyes started to well up with tears. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Gabriel said, "I didn't want to create false hopes," while sobbing as well. "I fear that this is only a temporary situation and that I won't be able to walk normally ever again. I also didn't want to let you down." Catherine, experiencing a range of feelings from relief to hope, gave Gabriel a firm hug. "My kid, you would never let me down. Never. I couldn't ask for anything more than to know that you are improving. Together, we will tackle this one step at a time." Catherine made an appointment with Gabriel's longtime physician, Dr. Noah, the following day. Gabriel talked about the progress he had made since beginning rigorous physical therapy with Dr. Sophia at the consultation. Dr. Noah listened intently while closely examining Gabriel. Finally, "These improvements are significant," Dr. Noah stated. "This is truly a miracle for someone who has endured prolonged paralysis." He grinned as he glanced at Catherine and Gabriel. However, we must exercise caution. We must keep up the physiotherapy and track our development. This is not something that occurs suddenly. A shiver of hope ran through Catherine. So, is there a chance that Gabriel could walk again? There is a chance, yes, said Dr. Noah. However, the journey will be lengthy and challenging. He will require a tremendous deal of patience and assistance, and physiotherapy is crucial. Catherine and Gabriel had a renewed sense of hope as they walked out of the consultation. The path ahead was unclear, but all they needed to keep battling was the knowledge that there was a chance, no matter how slim. Together, they would tackle every obstacle, every physiotherapy session, and every uncertain moment, knowing that love and willpower would lead the way. Gabriel sent his mother a grateful glance. "Thank you for never giving up on me, Mom." Despite her tears, Catherine grinned. "Gabriel, I would never give up on you. Together we will overcome this." In the weeks that followed, Gabriel's physiotherapy sessions with Dr. Sophia became more intense. Despite the exhausting nature of each practice, Gabriel remained dedicated to seizing this opportunity. Sophia, always understanding and supportive, devised a more demanding workout regimen to enhance Gabriel's leg strength and range of motion. The physiotherapy sessions became a demanding, emotionally and physically taxing routine. Sophia led Gabriel through workouts that tested his boundaries with her professional and sympathetic demeanor. She meticulously modified every exercise to guarantee Gabriel was constantly improving without injuring himself. Gabriel valued Sophia's commitment, and her unwavering support gave him the willpower to keep going. Gradually, small improvements began to emerge. First, Gabriel had greater control over how he moved his toes. His leg muscles then appeared to be getting stronger. Sophia and Gabriel cautiously celebrated each small victory, aware that there was still much work ahead. Then, during one of the physiotherapy sessions on a bright morning, something amazing happened. Sophia assisted Gabriel in keeping his balance while he held a support bar in one hand. With a focused effort, his tense muscles quivered, and he rose slowly from the chair. Gabriel took a tiny step forward, his eyes watering. "I succeeded! I succeeded!" Gabriel's voice choked with anguish as he shouted. Sophia gripped his hand tightly while grinning brightly. "Gabriel, you are doing great! Keep going!" It was a fantastic moment. Catherine was unable to control her happiness as she watched her son's development with anxiety. As she watched Gabriel take his first steps after all these years, tears of joy fell down her cheeks. She witnessed a miracle unfold before her eyes, a realization of a long-held dream. In the days that followed, Gabriel made more progress. Gabriel kept making tiny progress, each time becoming more steady and self-assured. Gabriel's narrative of triumphant recovery encouraged all of the personnel and patients at the facility, and word of his progress swiftly spread. Gabriel committed to his work with unrelenting resolve. His existence revolved around his PT sessions with Sophia. He pushed himself harder each day, testing his mental and physical limits. During the exercises, the discussions with Sophia served as a source of inspiration and support. She gave rehabilitation tips, anecdotes from other patients, and constant encouragement that Gabriel might succeed. For her part, Catherine went with Gabriel to every session, providing unwavering encouragement and support. She experienced a resurgence of her own faith as she witnessed her son's hope blossom. Additionally, Catherine fostered a positive atmosphere at home by acknowledging and applauding Gabriel's little victories. From his first steps to his more stable and sturdier motions, Gabriel and Sophia's relationship developed into a friendship and trusting alliance. Sophia was impressed by Gabriel's tenacity and fortitude, and he was extremely appreciative of her assistance and knowledge. They overcame the everyday obstacles of recuperation together, acknowledging each success and growing from each failure. Following a particularly fruitful session one afternoon, Gabriel and Sophia were discussing the course of therapy going forward. Sophia offered fresh methods and exercises to assist Gabriel in increasing his range of motion. Gabriel enthusiastically embraced every new suggestion since he was thrilled about the possibilities. Gabriel's first steps filled everyone with emotion and delight. Catherine, Sophia, Gabriel was aware that much work remained, but every step forward demonstrated that the seemingly impossible was doable. They had a newfound sense of purpose and optimism, and they were prepared to take on the problems of the future with bravery and tenacity. The main factor propelling Gabriel's recuperation was the physiotherapy sessions. Every day presented fresh obstacles and successes. Sophia was a steady and supportive presence, helping Gabriel through challenging exercises and enthusiastically acknowledging his advancement. Their discussions deepened and became more intimate in between exercise sets. Gabriel was relaxing in the physiotherapy room, one especially bright afternoon in between workouts. Sophia accompanied him, reviewing some of his progress notes. After giving her a quick glance, Gabriel felt compelled to express his innermost thoughts. He said a little hesitantly, "Sophia, I need to tell you something." Sophia glanced up from the notes with a curious look. "Sure, Gabriel, what is it?" Feeling the weight of what he was going to say, he inhaled deeply. "My body has been getting better since I started seeing you for physiotherapy. I feel more lively and different, and I believe that's partly due to the fact that I fell in love with you." Sophia's eyes widened in amazement. She was surprised to hear that, but she also felt a quiet happiness rising within her. With deliberate word choice, she said, "Gabriel, I too feel something unique for you. This is how I've been feeling for a while, but you are aware that this is a complex situation." Gabriel nodded, realizing how complicated the matter was. "Yes, Sophia, I am aware. This should not hinder our physiotherapy regimen or your career. For the time being, perhaps we should keep this a secret," Sophia concurred. "I believe it's ideal. Let's stay the same and observe how events unfold." Following this choice, Gabriel and Sophia's romance blossomed, shielded from prying eyes. Their bond became even more solid during the physiotherapy treatments. Beyond professional boundaries, they shared knowing glances, subtle grins, and words of encouragement. Sophia and Gabriel managed to spend brief moments together outside of the sessions. Sophia made it a point to pay him more frequent visits at home, posing as follow-up medical visits. Although she was aware of Gabriel's increasing contentment, Catherine was unaware of the precise nature of his affections for Sophia. During one of these visits, Gabriel grasped Sophia's hand as they were snacking in the kitchen. He spoke the words, "I've never felt this way before." Quietly, "You brought light into my life." Squeezing his hand, Sophia grinned. "And you taught me the value of bravery and tenacity. Even though we're together in secret, I'm glad we are." Every interaction was a mix of caution and enthusiasm. Their relationship got closer every day, even though they knew they had to preserve a secret to prevent problems. The prospect of being able to walk once more, as well as the developing love between him and Sophia, inspired Gabriel. The physiotherapy treatments, meanwhile, remained rigorous and fruitful. Sophia couldn't help but be pleased with Gabriel's development as he started to walk more steadily. Deep and sincere affection has permeated the professional partnership that started out with an emphasis on physical rehabilitation. Gabriel gained a fresh outlook and more courage to carry on with his healing process as a result of the covert relationship. In actuality, they had developed into a vital source of support for one another, despite the fact that they concealed their feelings. Every day presented Gabriel and Sophia with a fresh challenge, as well as a chance to deepen their relationship. As the weeks went by, Gabriel and Sophia's affection for one another deepened. Gabriel was aware that it was time to tell his mother how he truly felt about Sophia. He no longer wanted to conceal something so significant. He made the decision to surprise Sophia and Catherine by doing it that way. Gabriel and Catherine were watching the soap opera in the living room on a calm evening after supper. Despite his nervousness, Gabriel was resolute. After waiting until the commercial break, he gave his mother a serious look. He said, "Mom, I need to tell you something," with a little tremble in his voice. Catherine gave him a worried glance. "What is it, son?" I fell in love with Sophia," Gabriel stated after inhaling deeply, "and I would like to ask for your blessing to date her." For a while, Catherine remained quiet as she took in the information. Tears filled her eyes, but they were joyful tears. With an emotional stutter, she said, "Oh, Gabriel, this is amazing. Finding someone wonderful and seeing you delighted were always my goals. Furthermore, Sophia is a remarkable individual." Gabriel grinned in relief. "I'm grateful, Mom. Having your support means a lot to me." Gabriel decided to formally propose to Sophia the following day. Saying he wanted to spend more time with her away from the clinic, he invited her to supper at his place. Sophia accepted the invitation, happy to enjoy a nice evening with Gabriel and Catherine. Gabriel thought the moment was ideal as everyone sat in the living room after supper. He felt a surge of courage and love as he glanced at Sophia, who was laughing at a tale Catherine was sharing. He started off by saying, "Sophia," cutting into the discussion in a solemn manner, "I have something important to ask you." Curious, Sophia turned to face him. "What is it, Gabriel?" He inhaled deeply before saying, "You brought light into my life in a way I never imagined possible," while maintaining eye contact with her. "I want to partner with you as a patient and therapist. Are you going to be my girlfriend?" Surprised and moved, Sophia grinned as tears welled up in her eyes. "Yes, Gabriel, I'd like to be with you too." As she saw everything, Catherine's heart began to fill with enormous joy. "This is fantastic, Gabriel. We invite you to become a part of our family, Sophia." Gabriel and Sophia's relationship swiftly grew stronger. Sophia's acceptance and Catherine's encouragement allowed them to at last communicate their emotions honestly. Every day was a fresh chance for them to develop as a couple, both emotionally and in Gabriel's road to recovery. The greatest present for Catherine was witnessing her son's happiness. She believed that Gabriel's bright future was finally taking shape after years of hardship and sacrifice, and she knew he was in excellent hands with Sophia at his side. As the months went by, Gabriel remained steadfast in his resolve to get better. He was able to get out of the wheelchair and start taking firmer steps with Sophia's careful attention and Catherine's unwavering support. The frequency of the physiotherapy sessions decreased as Gabriel's strength and mobility returned. Gabriel decided to realize an old dream on a bright Saturday. He went to the soccer field where he used to play as a kid with Sophia and Catherine's assistance. He wore a sports shirt and smiled resolutely as he booted a ball. It was impossible to describe the sense of excitement and liberation. Sophia and Catherine gave an emotional cheer as Gabriel moved across the field, nearly running, but with some difficulty. The family had absolute joy during Gabriel's recuperation. They had lavish dinners and lots of fun to commemorate every accomplishment and minor triumph. The house reflected Gabriel's everyday triumphs and was brimming with love and hope. During a family meal one evening, Gabriel decided to take yet another significant life move. He knelt in front of Sophia after rising with some difficulty and a gleam in his eyes. He pulled a tiny box out of his pocket and smiled affectionately. "You have changed my life in a way I never could have predicted, Sophia. I want to be with you for the rest of my days. Will you wed me?" Sophia responded without hesitation, her eyes welling with tears. "Yes, Gabriel. I agree. With tears of happiness running down her cheeks, Catherine gave a hearty clap. She saw her son's recovery and discovery of genuine love as a miracle that exceeded all of her expectations. Thus, ready to start a bright future together, Gabriel and Sophia celebrated their engagement in the midst of tears, laughter, and a lot of love. Now fully recovered, Gabriel was able to walk properly and even obtain the driver's license he had long desired. There was a lot of activity and excitement in the months after the engagement. With Catherine's tender assistance, Gabriel and Sophia started getting ready for the wedding. They decided the ceremony would be simple but meaningful, honoring their love, and they also shared a common journey of triumph. Sophia wore a sophisticated yet understated dress that perfectly captured her kind nature. Gabriel, feeling pleased to dress himself, decided on a traditional suit as a representation of his amazing comeback. Catherine was busy helping with the final touches, from setting up the celebration at home to decorating the tiny chapel. The wedding day was a mixture of anxiety and exhilaration. Family and close friends came together to commemorate Gabriel and Sophia's marriage. The ceremony took place outside in a garden with flowers, while sunshine softly crept through the trees. As Sophia walked down the aisle, Gabriel was filled with emotion. At last, she arrived at the altar and he muttered, "You look beautiful." Sophia grinned, her eyes brimming with joyous tears. Reflecting the couple's journey, the officiant spoke on love, strength, and perseverance. Gabriel and Sophia's vows were replete with genuine affection and honesty. "I promise to be by your side in moments of joy and challenges, always with love and respect," Gabriel stated. Sophia responded, "I promise to support, love, and respect you, growing together each day." After the ceremony, Catherine threw a reception in her backyard, adorned with flowers and sparkling lights. Family and friends laughed and told anecdotes as they raised a toast to the pair. The mood was one of thankfulness and sheer joy. A period of adaptation and learning occurred throughout the first several months of marriage. Gabriel and Sophia adjusted to living together, striking a balance between their work schedules and their quality time together. Sophia kept up her work at the clinic as Gabriel resumed his strengthening exercises. Cooking together, taking neighborhood walks, and making plans for the future were all small pleasures for them. With her home a little calmer now, Catherine experienced a profound sense of calm. All Sophia had ever wanted was to see Gabriel by her side, content and healthy. The family, always bound together by love and triumph, was whole and prepared to take on any task. With love, optimism, and the prospect of a bright future, Gabriel and Sophia thus started a new life together. The months of being newlyweds went by quickly, and Gabriel and Sophia's lives settled in without any problems. Both carried on with their daily work schedules, workouts, and free time. Catherine was pleased to witness her son and daughter-in-law creating a harmonious and loving life together. While eating breakfast on a bright morning, Sophia's eyes sparkled differently. "Are you okay, love?" Gabriel inquired after seeing, "You seem to have something to share with me." Grinning, Sophia grasped Gabriel's hand. "Gabriel, I have terrific news. I am expecting a child." For a while, Gabriel was unable to speak as he processed the information. Happy tears welled up in his eyes. With passion, choking his voice, he said, "We're having a baby." "Yes, we are," Sophia confirmed, grinning widely. The family was ecstatic to hear about the baby. When Catherine found out she would become a grandma, she was beaming. "I'm very pleased for both you and me." "Having a grandchild is an amazing gift," she remarked, feeling touched. "We dedicated the following months to preparing for the baby's arrival. Every ultrasound filled the room with excitement and anticipation. In recognition of the physician who had greatly aided Gabriel's recuperation, Sophia and Gabriel decided to name their child Noah. At last, during a peaceful early morning, the contractions started. Gabriel, anxious and ready, took Sophia to the hospital. At home, Catherine prayed for a smooth birth while she awaited word, her heart pounding with excitement. After waiting for several hours, Gabriel gave Catherine a call. "He's here, Mom! Noah is here, and he's excellent." Emotion suffocated Gabriel's voice. As Catherine gathered her belongings to head to the hospital, tears of happiness began to fall down her cheeks. Upon Catherine's arrival at the hospital, the staff guided her to the room where Sophia slept, holding a small Noah in her arms. Beside her, Gabriel gazed at his kid with a mixture of love and pride. Catherine came over, crying once more. Catherine remarked, "He is beautiful," in a shaky voice. "Welcome, Noah." The first several months of the baby's life were both amazing and demanding. The smiles and brief moments of joy that Noah brought made up for the restless nights and diaper changes. There was a lot of activity in the house, and the new family dynamic quickly became comfortable. As a devoted grandma, Catherine lent a hand to Sophia and Gabriel whenever she could. Every new development, from her grandson's first smile to his first sounds, touched her. In turn, Gabriel and Sophia discovered a new meaning and happiness in life, which deepened their love for one another. Little Noah's first few months of life went by swiftly. The continual sound of play, infant cries, and laughing filled Gabriel and Sophia's home. It became evident as Noah grew that the room was getting too small for the expanding family. Sophia and Gabriel realized it was time to move to a new house that would better suit their requirements. They searched for a few weeks before finding the ideal home. It was roomy and had a sizable garden where Noah could run around and the family could make new memories. Everyone participated in the exciting relocation and contributed to creating a warm and loving new home. After moving into the bigger home, Gabriel and Sophia started making even more thoughtful and loving plans for the future. Their goal was to provide Noah with an opportunity-rich and enriching childhood. Education, travel, and extracurricular activities became frequent occurrences. After overcoming numerous challenges, Gabriel felt better equipped than ever to fulfill his lifelong desire to be a father. Even more assimilated into the family's life, Catherine moved in with her son, daughter-in-law, and grandson. Sophia and Gabriel made sure she felt like a vital component of this new phase. Her son and daughter-in-law lovingly furnished Catherine's room in the new home. She was a kind and present grandmother who was always willing to play with Noah, share tales, and provide unwavering support. As the days went by, Gabriel and Sophia started giving Catherine extra love and care. After spending so many years taking care of Gabriel, she finally felt love and gratitude coming back to her in the form of small acts of kindness every day. "Mom, now it's our turn to take care of you," Gabriel would often say, reminding her of her importance to him and the whole family. In the new home, weekends were special times. In the past, the family would congregate in the garden for games, picnics, and lengthy discussions. Catherine looked with pride and joy as Noah joyfully ran across the grass while Gabriel and Sophia made plans for the future. There were numerous aspirations for the future. Gabriel and Sophia had aspirations of taking Noah on a journey, showing him the world, and imparting valuable life lessons. Catherine, who had always been a rock of fortitude and tenacity, now got the chance to watch her grandson's life grow as a result of her love and commitment. The years went by swiftly, and Gabriel and Sophia's home remained a place of growth, love, and joy. As Noah grew, he demonstrated daily the morals and lessons his parents and grandma had lovingly imparted. Gabriel and Sophia saw their hardships and triumphs reflected in that atmosphere of solidarity and support. Now, older, Catherine proudly observed the family she had contributed to creating. She was grateful for every moment they shared and every challenge they overcame.